Hey guys, we're back with another Kage the Dawn video, and without further ado, just get straight to it.
Okay, so boom, the fight starts off with this man Naruto pulling up on Kimimaro in this random ass field. Naruto's out here on all fours, growling with his teeth clenched hard as hell. Veins busting out the side of his head, brother. Chill. What could possibly be making bro this mad? Well, if you guess that his anger had anything to do with his boyfriend Sasuke,
oh no, don't do like that.
Naruto is demanding to hard as hell. Veins busting out the side of his head, brother. Chill. What could possibly be making bro this mad? Well, if you guessed that his anger had anything to do with his boyfriend Sasuke, you are unsurprisingly correct. Naruto is demanding to know why Orochimaru wants Sasuke so bad and what he's planning on doing with his body. Now, Kimimaro eventually tells him he definitely took his time, but he hit him with this intense stare of disappointment. No, like, really look at this dude, twitching and shaking, worrying about another man's body. Man, tighten up! Kimimaro then begins to give him the rundown, saying that Orochimaru plans on using Sasuke's body as his new vessel. So, of course, Naruto's anger 10x's, and now he's got 100 shadow clones booted up. Now, you think Kimimaro would be somewhat phased, but he wasn't in the slightest. In fact, this man looks at all the shadow clones and says,
"There sure is a lot of garbage scattered around here.
Oh.
Trash is just trash after all."
Can you feel it? The balance of nature has been...
Hold on now, I cannot lie, that line was cold. And he's honestly spitting facts. What's Dookie times Dookie? Exactly.
Oh,
Dookie.
really?
The odds not gonna...
Bro, everyone catching strays out here, bro. Sakura and Tenten, bro.
That line was cold. And he's honestly spitting facts. What's Dookie times Dookie?
Bro, what did Tenten do, bro? Everyone keeps calling her just because they say that Shin got more screen time than her, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Exactly, more Duke. The odds not gonna change just because you act.
Trash is just trash after all.
Hey, hold on now. I cannot lie, that line was cold. And he's honestly spitting facts. What's Dookie times Dookie? Exactly, more Duke. The odds not gonna change just because you add more bums to your roster. You're still but. Unfortunately, Naruto's not hearing none of that, so him and all of his shadow clones charge straight at him. But they did not get the outcome they hoped for. These niggas are getting pieced up in record-breaking fashion. Kimimaro is out here slaughtering them with the lowest degree of difficulty I've ever seen. Like kids, bro. Lethal and fast.
What was that?
These niggas are getting pieced up in record-breaking fashion. Kimimaro is out here slaughtering them with the lowest degree of difficulty I've ever seen. Like, that's Always Sunny, bro. And fast these punches sound. How your sound.
Is that Always Sunny in Philadelphia, bro? What? Why are they beating up kids, bro? That's crazy. That's just weird.
They hope for. These niggas are getting pieced up in record-breaking fashion. Kimimaro is out here slaughtering them with the lowest degree of difficulty I've ever seen. Like, peep how lethal and fast these punches sound. How you're sounding like a fully loaded semi-automatic rifle. And he's not just getting busy with his fists. He got his nasty bone swords out too. Now he's out here jumping around straight Swiss cheese in these bumps. Naruto can tell he's getting embarrassed right now, so he tries to draw some blood too by throwing 2 kunais at him. But Kimimaro swiftly jumps out the way, and the 2 kunais end up slicing 2 of his clones in the gut. And look at how shocked this clone was too. Stunned as hell. Face of disbelief. Yeah, nigga, that was 2 inches away from clapping you. Tell your squad to lock the fuck in. Instead of throwing them again, he decides to get up close and personal by charging in with his kunai. But Kimimaro simply blocks both attempts, then knees that nigga into the next episode. Another clone tries to catch him off guard, but he weaves that attack. Dodges another clone, then slices his chest. And now he's just toying with them, pulling all types of flips and tricks out of his bag. But he even stabbed 2 clones up mid-backflip. Then while still in the air, proceeds to poke up 6 more clones at the same time. This porcupine ass nigga. Naruto, we don't got no long distance attacks in the Duffy? Damn! Sorry ass. Not every opponent can simply be defeated by overwhelming them with shadow clones. Kimimaro really got this man flabbergasted over here asking him questions mid-stab. Talking about something. What is this? It's aura, it's skill, it's talent, it's precision. You can't relate yet. And to further show how much out of his league he is, Kimimaro unzips his shirt, slowly reveals his shoulder, which by the way felt somewhat sexual. Like, what the fuck is this nigga trying to seduce?
Whoa, what is this? Slow as what are these clips, bro? These freaky clips, bro. Those adult swim shows be wild sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Relate yet. And to
American
further
Dad, bro,
show
if you
how
know, you
much
know.
out of his league he is, Kimimaro unzips his shirt, slowly reveals his shoulder, which by the way felt somewhat sexual. Like,
It was
what the
not
fuck,
like
is
that,
this nigga
bro.
trying to seduce me? Took that junk
It
off
was
slow
not
as
like
hell
that.
with intense eye contact. Say no more. I know how you get down. You and Orochi
Hey,
Kimimaro
yo.
will definitely enjoy your time together. He then begins to push a
No.
large bone out of his shoulder,
Don't do
grabs
that
it,
to me.
and rips it out. So Naruto, with no plan whatsoever, decides to launch some shurikens at him. But that man manages to slice both of them in half with his bone sword. Oh, nah, this nigga is built different. He definitely getting his daily dose of calcium in. Strong ass bones. Go ahead and drop the diet plan. I know AD needed. That man's bones made of glass. Now, after witnessing him slice through metal with his bone, you think that Naruto would reconsider continuing this fight. But if you know anything about Naruto, he's not gonna back down no matter what. Like, I appreciate the passion, but sometimes I just sit back and think, wow, this man is stupid. He really talking about some,
I'm still gonna break every bone in or out of your body.
like, man,
What?
be for real. You
In or
haven't even
out?
touched him yet.
Bro.
At this point, all I could do was pray that Kimimaro would have some type of sympathy on this boy. But sympathy was nowhere to be found because Kimimaro wants all the smoke, so he tells him to bring it on. Hey, what the f is this camera angle? If you don't get his YXL forehead out of
Hit
my
the paint.
face, and
Camera
this is
shot,
coming
bro.
from a fellow cranium crusader myself,
Oh.
so I'm not hating. You can't be playing in my face with certain camera angles. Back that shit up. Naruto then proceeds to rush in and throw a bunch of more shurikens at him, but surprise, surprise,
Doesn't work.
Kimimaro slices those in half too. So Naruto stops dead in his tracks and says,
How'd he do that?
as if the man didn't
He was
just
doing that the
finish
whole
explaining
time,
how
bro.
strong his bones are. Naruto,
What you mean?
You starting to piss me off. Matter of fact, I'm rooting for Kimimaro. Porcupine Man can
Ouch.
feel his brain cells disintegrating the more Naruto talks, so to shut him up,
The
he
brain
rushes
rot
in
is
and
real.
starts chopping down clones. This clone tries to at least land one punch, but Kimimaro out here looking like prime MJ, just gliding and moonwalking around these punches smooth as hell. He finally chops the clone in half, and now Naruto is back to square one. But because the battle IQ he's displayed in this fight is equivalent to the IQ of my big toe, he idiotically decides to charge in again. And of course, the outcome is the same. Like, look at how much smoke his dead shadow clones have created. Got that man Kimimaro looking like the Undertaker walking out under all that smoke. I know the ozone layer's screaming for help. All these musty shadow clones dying every millisecond. Kimimaro finally gets rid of the last shadow clone, and now him and the real Naruto are staring each other down. But before he could finish off Naruto, the box behind him burst open, and that is when we see that boy Sasuke posted up with his back turned to Naruto. At the first glance of this ninja, Naruto's rage has completely disappeared. Nine-tail eyes nowhere to be found.
My
But he
lord,
even starts
it's
giggling
you.
like a little girl talking about something. Come on, buddy, let's go home. But this ninja Sasuke doesn't
No, like
even turn
SpongeBob,
around
bro.
to acknowledge that boy. Instead, he just heads straight into the forest. Naruto refuses to let his
Bye-bye.
boyfriend get away again, so he tries to follow him, but before he could get too far, Kimimaro presses up right behind him, ready to take his head off. But right before he could complete the swing, our slightly on the spectrum Taijutsu King pulls
Slightly
up
on the
just in
spectrum. He
time
didn't
to
deserve that either.
yeah, so
That's the
see,
pull of the
it's what I'm
century.
talking about.
Yeah.
A stepper has arrived.
Assist
Naruto,
of the
just sit back
century.
and take notes. My boy landed a hit on him first try. Meanwhile, Naruto couldn't land a single blow with hundreds of shadow clones in the mix. My man really went 0 for 32. I was this close to snatching his leaf headband. After getting his stomach compacted by that spinning kick, Kimimaro demands to know who he's in the presence of, so Lee lets him know.
In his eye, the rejuvenated Leaf Village's handsome devil, Rock Lee.
Alright, nigga, not too much now. Handsome is indeed a stretch. Trim down those caterpillars on your face and retire that bowl cut, then we can talk. Lee then tells Naruto to go chase Sasuke so he can handle Buddy, and that's exactly what Naruto did. Go get closer to Sasuke? Sure, you don't have to tell him twice. You don't even gotta tell him once. He was gonna do that anyway. But unfortunately for Naruto, Kimimaro is just like me for real. When I got a scrumptious meal in front of me, every inch of that plate is getting devoured. And right now, Naruto is looking like a scrumptious shrimp fried rice from Hibachi, so there's no way way Kimimaro gonna let him go that easily. So while Naruto's in stride, Kimimaro leaps over Rock Lee and tries to slice Naruto one more time. But our charismatic goat comes in clutch just in time and catches the blade with his bare hands. What kind of vibranium wrist wraps does this man got on? Cause we're not about to pretend like we didn't just see this man cut through the shurikens like butter 5 minutes ago. But you know what? Let's just chalk it up to the fact that Lee is built different and keep it pushing. Naruto manages to successfully get away this time, but to make sure Kimimaro keeps his focus on him, he jumps in the air and slams his thick ass cankles into his shoulder blades. He quickly resets and then charges in again with a ferocious kick that gets blocked, then counters with another kick which also gets denied. Now yes, the kicks are getting blocked, but I just know even blocking them kicks can't prevent it from taking damage. So when Kimimaro seen that nigga boot up another one of them front flip shoulder fracturing axe kicks, he immediately jumped out the way. But Lee must have been prepared for that, because before he could even make contact with the ground again, Rock Lee hit that boy with the crispiest uppercut I've ever seen.
Hey, there we go.
Recalibrated his entire body. Listen to the sound effect he made. You know that adds extra damage. This boy is not messing around. He even hitting them real ninja notes. Talking about some, oh, this that me geek. That boy is not messing around. Kimimaro managed to backflip out of that uppercut, but he's definitely starting to feel some pain. He
Back on
pounded
his revenge
this
tour, bro.
nigga's shoulder sound. That man got a life-size Kaizenat in his shoulder right now, munching on some Doritos. That axe kick really messed him up bad. But Rock Lee got that Kobe mentality. Job not finished. So to keep applying that pressure, he hits him with a leaf hurricane. Kimimaro jumps in the air to evade it, but Rock Lee is on his ass like white on rice. So
hold on, sorry.
So he boots up a kick, but Kimimaro manages to dodge. He then tries another kick, this time aiming for his head, but that gets weaved too. Then to finish off the barrage, he tries to get him again with another axe kick. But that man was still so traumatized by the first one that by the time Rock Lee's heel hit the ground, that nigga was 6 feet away, over there social distancing himself from Lee and his lethal leg like he had the Rona. Lee, annoyed that his recent attacks haven't been landing, decides to charge in with his fist clenched. But Porcupine Man nonchalantly glides out the way, then raises his bone sword to chop him in half. But just when I thought Lee was completely cooked, he sticks out his hand and hits him with that "They don't love you like I love you," and starts talking about some
I am so sorry, but I have to take my medicine at a...
I'm not gonna lie, this man spends way too much time on TikTok or wherever, bro. He's finding these clips. I'm be honest.
Lee was completely cooked. He sticks out his hand and hits him with that "They don't love you like I love you."
What is this? He even says he needs a break from TikTok. What did I say, bro?
I am so sorry, but I have to take my medicine at a certain time. And that time happens to be now. Excuse me, it will take just a minute.
I know this nigga did not just pull out the most forbidden disgrace move of all time. He really pulled out the call a timeout before you get caught card. I've said this before and I despise kids like that to this day. Those are the same type of rugrats that used to be squished between the tiniest hiding spots during hide and seek. But as soon as they get caught, they talking about something. I wasn't even playing anymore. Oh, really? So you just dislocated both your shoulders and squeezed your wide self between the fridge for no reason. Right, okay. Now, as much as I hated this play, all was forgiven after witnessing the sequence of events that would precede this moment. Because once Rock Lee pulled out the bottle of Annie out of his side bag, I knew things were about to get real scary. This boy then proceeds to put the whole bottle to his head and chug that junk like it was water. And now he's over here swaying side to side like the DJ just started playing Swag Surf. With the Henny in full effect, he stumbles over to Kimimaro, but this boy must be an angry drunk, because out of nowhere he says,
"What is wrong with you? You know how impolite it is to stare."
He tries to take off his nose, but he misses by a few inches. Then he tries to hit him with another leaf hurricane, but of course Kimimaro jumps out the way again. So just
everyone be saying that Naruto be stimming the Rasengan, the Shaco Jitsu. Rock Lee be stimming the leaf hurricane too, bro. In some cases it doesn't even work.
before Rock Lee meets him in the air, except this time he's really throwing hands. He out there moving at Mach 10 speed. I know Kimimaro got whiplash from evading all of those punches. The exchange finally comes to an end, but just when I thought he was about to charge in for round 2, this man collapses to the ground and starts snoring. Kimimaro, in disbelief, walks over to investigate, but out of nowhere, Lee pops back up talking about some
Got you.
then proceeds to hit him with a barrage of punches and kicks that sent him flying. Lee then abruptly starts getting all emotional about Guy Sense, and that right there is when I knew Rock Lee was at his peak drunkenness right now. We all know how niggas get when the licks start touching their soul. They start going on them emotionally brotherly love-ass rants talking about something. Hey, I love y'all, man. You know I'd die for you, right? What? Relax.
Although, tell you the truth, Rock Lee is like that even without being
his
drunk.
emotional rant comes
Be
to an
real.
abrupt
He's like that
end
without
when he collapses to the
being
ground
drunk.
yet again. Except this time, Kimimaro still had his guard up. So when he approached him again, he was on his toes when Lee shot back up to his feet. But before Lee could continue to get active, Lee's vision starts to go and this man plops to the ground yet again. Kimimaro is really fed up with the games now. So to finish him off, he extends his bone sword and tries to stab him. But somehow, with his eyes closed, he turns over and evades the attack. So of course, Kimimaro tries again, but he evades that too. He's really starting to lose his patience now, so he tries to hit him with these rapid fire attacks.
The spider is on auto, bro.
Dodges them all with ease.
The ocean is on auto.
With his feet. No, this man is moving different. If this how the Henny got people moving, I gotta drink more often. You see, kids, if you wanna move like Lee throughout the day, take 4 shots in the morning, 4 shots in the afternoon, 2 more shots after school. He then hits this spinning breakdance move to get back on his feet, and now he's just effortlessly dodging and parrying all of Kimimaro's attacks. Kimimaro's even starting to get more frustrated because he can't seem to touch this man. But his frustration reaches an all-time high when Rock Lee turns into an Uber Eats driver and drops off this nasty 4-piece combo, 2 with the hand and 2 with the feet. Symmetry at its finest. Kimimaro ends up sliding back 10 feet, and now he's just watching this man emote, while simultaneously being disappointed in himself that he's letting a drunk man in a romper beat him up. But in the midst of his reflection, he realizes that Rock Lee is using an uncommon technique called the drunken fist. He begins to gas it up, talking about how rare it is and how he's never seen it before. But in my head, I'm thinking it can't be that uncommon if I've seen it on multiple occasions. And I've seen a technique stronger than this one, the cracked out fist technique. When I tell you those crackheads were boxing on some Creed 3 type timing, I missed my bus that day just to see how that fight ended. He eventually gets tired of emoting, so he charges at Kimimaro, but this man ends up tripping over himself before he could even make it to him. Now, as goofy as this looked, I knew this wasn't gonna be a Shikamaru tripping over a rock ordeal, cause that was actually embarrassing. But this right here was all a part of the plan. So when Rock Lee hopped right back up and started swinging on the porcupine, I couldn't help but smile. Hey, but hold on, y'all did not think I was gonna let that slide, did you? Peep the fashion in which this man got up. Who taught you this? Legs busted wide open with that stretchy tight ass romper. Then to make matters worse, he wanna bend over on all fours and give us a direct close-up of his gooch. This is how freaky he getting off the juice. Oh nah! He then proceeds to try and piece him up with a couple kicks, but Kimimaro is on his A game now, so he dodging and parrying them junks like butter. He tries to counter with a bone to the chest, but Lee hits this matrix dodge to avoid getting poked. Lee then tries to get some more combos off, but this man Kimimaro must be on a diet now, cause he blocking them 4-for-4 combos like the dietitians on My 600-Pound Life. That is until Rock Lee starts getting into his handstand bag and kicks the porcupine on his arm, sending him flying. But Rock Lee not taking his foot off the gas just yet, because while Kimimaro is still sliding back, Lee catapults himself straight at him, and not even to throw a punch or anything. He dead turned himself into a bullet trying to hit him with the headbutt of doom. But Kimimaro quickly double stiff armed that bull cut to block the blow. Rock Lee then charges in again, and now they're just out there putting on another beautiful array of hand-to-hand combat.
You should have it from the Mike Tyson ticket, bro.
Of peak right here. Look at the sauce this man is fighting with. Nigga, make it sure to flex for the cam, cause in what world is it necessary to turn your back to your opponent mid-combo? Gave us a whole 360 like he's in one of them disgraceful YouTube 20v1s. And we can't forget the signature Fat Joe lean back dodge he's been spamming all fight. That boy is too clean. He really got Kimimaro sweating right now too, and he knows it. Like, look, this man is literally hitting the cha-cha slide in his face. Niggas love to turn into dancers off the juke, but not me though. I'm like this sober. Anytime I hear one of them Brazilian funk songs come on, I be popping my shoulder just like this. I cannot get over the amount of pressure this man is applying. Like, really pay attention to the moves this man is pulling out his Duffy. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. He is handstand walking while simultaneously kicking him at the speed of light. They really should have put a don't try this at home warning, because I just tried this move 5 minutes ago and now there is a hole in my wall. Kimimaro is very aware that he's getting out sauced right now, so he tries to pull out a saucy move of his own, talking about some Camellia dance. Boy, Camellia dance on these nuts because Rock Lee is dodging that junk like it's nothing. Kimimaro for some reason is actually convinced that he has an opening, but this man must have now learned his lesson from last time, because Lee effortlessly dodges that swing with his now iconic Matrix lean back move. Lee then grabs his bones, spins around, and elbows him in the chest. And now they're over here playing an elite level of footsies. Like, this man really gripped his legs with both of his thighs and tossed it. Guy Sensei never taught you that. But regardless of where he learned it from, that move gave him the best opening he's had all fight. So with zero hesitation, he capitalized off of it and punched that porcupine in the chest, making him touch earth for the first time today. Yeah, talk that talk, Lee. Knock the air out that man's lungs. You doing him dirty. He gonna have a bone to pick with you after this fight, huh? Get it? Cause he had no. Now, as geeked as we all are after witnessing such skill, this is about the time where I tap you on the shoulder and tell you to take a seat. Because if there's one thing we know about Naruto, it's that Kishimoto will never fail to hold this man Lee. Because after getting knocked down just once, Kimimaro decides to activate his curse mark, and now he's throwing up every set ever created with one hand. Eventually, these nasty wet bones emerged from his wrist, and that is when I knew he was cooked. This man is always getting matched up against a demon. First Gaara, now this heathen. Can he get a break? All we asked for was a Neji vs Rock Lee battle, and they couldn't even give us that. But no, they'd rather tease us with a nice, sweet, juicy Rock Lee win than rip it from our hands right at the end. Kishimoto, count your days. Rock Lee
he's a creator, okay.
Drunk, so he doesn't realize the severity of the situation. So he charges back in, but none of his attacks are hitting the same anymore. He going on a tangent talking about something. I'm not drunk, but we can clearly see that this man is gone. He the type to try and drive home after 10 shots talking about something. Yeah, I'm good to drive. No, the fuck you're not. Hide his keys. Lee eventually finds an opening, and you could tell by the smirk on his face that he thought his punch was connecting for sure. But right before it could connect, Kimimaro popped out his ribs, which sliced Lee and sent him flying. Now, Lee's bleeding on the floor, looking up at this freak. And this is where stuff really starts to get scary. Since the juice is finally starting to wear off, he begins to really analyze the situation. And now he's asking questions about what the fuck Kimimaro even is. So Kimimaro goes into an in-depth explanation of what his Kage Genkai is. Talking about some...
My Kage Genkai freely controls my osteoblasts and osteoclasts.
Like, okay, Dr. Seuss, buddy just making up words now. Lee doesn't even know what to do with that information, so he decides to do the only thing he knows how to do. Throw hands. But unfortunately for Lee, the power of youth won't be enough to break his bones, cause his punch gets blocked with ease. Then Kimimaro swipes at him, forcing him to back up. Lee charges in again to try and do some damage, but Kimimaro really turns into a porcupine, then proceeds to stab Lee while spinning him around like some rotisserie chicken. Lee, now all out of options, is left with no other choice but to hit Kimimaro with his signature move. So he begins to run circles around Kimimaro. He then unravels his wrist wraps, ties Kimimaro up, then pops out the circle and hits him with that primary lotus. But to Lee's dismay, that boy Kimimaro caught his kick with the bones in his chest. Now at this point, I knew Lee didn't have any more tricks up his sleeve, so if someone didn't come to save him in T-5 seconds, that boy was finito. But when Kimimaro swung his spiky bone fist and a gust of sand interfered to stop the blow, my jaw hit the floor. Because out of all people people, this ninja Gaara really pulled up to save the day. Now, I personally was a fan of Gaara at this point. He was too cold for me not to like. But if I'm Lee, I don't give 1, 2, or 3 shits that you just saved my life. I'll never forget that day. Would have still been so salty that I probably would have helped Kimimaro end and then pretended like his death was an accident. But Rock Lee is way too much of a nice guy for that, so instead he accepts the help. Now, I was really contemplating including the Gaara fight in this vid, but then I came to the realization that Rock Lee has been hold enough. The way Gaara popped up on the scene and immediately started little broing Lee had me tighter than this man's jeans. So, in honor of Taijutsu GOAT, I decided to let Lee have his well-deserved spotlight. So this is where the video will end. Overall, a triple S tier fight. This might be one of my favorite fights in all of OG Naruto. The fight choreography, the comical yet intense introduction of the drunken fist, just chef's kiss. As much beef as I got with Kishimoto, he deserves his balls tickled for cooking up this one right here, because this was an intense introduction of the drunken fist, just chef's kiss. As much beef as I got with Kishimoto, he deserves his balls tickled for cooking up this one right here, because this was a masterpiece. Naruto, he gets a D- for spamming clones in a fit of rage just to get Sasuke back. Kimimaro honestly gets an A+. His Keke Genkai is low-key beast, and I wish we got to see more of him in the series. And finally, the man of the hour, Rock Lee himself. That king right there gets a triple S rating for putting on one of the most creative and captivating arrays of hand-to-hand combat I've ever seen in my life.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know.
Alright guys, so that's the video. I hope he does another video about Kimimaro versus Gaara next time, but thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, spread the word about the channel, and put in the comments your favorite part of the video. And yeah, peace.
Lost in the madness, stuck to your mind.